Is that too much to ask? Potentially. What if I had troops there and there? That way they could storm in both these ways. He's probably in Aveiro, though. Probably. Okay, different idea. I have my boats here so I keep an eye on him, then I'll know every province. I won't have view on Braganza, but I'll know if his troops are there by a process of elimination. It's a flawless plan, that is to say it is without flaw. Unlike my plan on Tripoli, I actually can't annex them unless I wait things out. Their money doesn't mean a lot to me, but I guess I'll just break them up with air, take the war reparations, and come back later on. It's not even worth getting the massive truce with them just for breaking them up there. Regrettable. I should have rivaled Portugal earlier, but I forgot to. And they're not even on my list of rivals now. Boo-hoo. Oh, that is a sizable boo-hoo. Alright, get up there, be ready to jump them. People are saying brutal vote in chat, and that made my heart skip. It's like, what? It's brutal vote now? It's like, no, that's the next one. Although it is coming. Just like I'm coming for you, Portugal. Oh, man. The only downside is that my general has died, but that's alright. We can get ourselves a new one. Our army tradition blows. It blows hard, so we're just going to have to rely on some luck here. Let's get the name list out there. It's only 44 to get one. How are things so cheap for me? Anyway, how about we have Doc Spengler take to this. Am I getting that right? Spengler. Spelling such a tricky thing for me there. Even with 25 army tradition, that's what gets spat out. Actually, how in the world was it that high? Okay, between 3 and 9 pips as base. 1, 5, 7, 9. Amazing. It's pretty undeserved. Okay, December. That's when the Portuguese die. England still doesn't want to know anything about them, and it doesn't look like that's going to get any better for Portugal anytime soon. I will take as much as I can away from them as well. Every last drop of Portuguese land. Oh, and to make life even better for me, they're busy getting their army annihilated by their own nobility. Is there anything better than watching the armies of Portugal fall? Now you might think, but Jake, Portugal's winning. Well, in a manner of speaking they are, but they just banged up their entire army and removed rebels that I would otherwise have to deal with. So no, I'd say I won pretty well in that. Jeez, these stab hits though are getting worse and worse. It costs me a lot to bring back my stability. I don't think I'm going to do it just yet. Won't your troops get exiled if you're in Castile land? I'm just having them here so I can keep an eye on the situation. I'm probably going to have them here to go in for the attack. Then again, it's September now, so it's a good idea to move out already. Get moving, Spengler. You're up. Has Jake maxed out luck again, says Longbow? I usually do. Just keep winning and winning. Even when I don't want to. I like edges. Might as well use that increased spy ability on Naples, get what I want off of them, and bring you back from Austria so that we're ready to rock and roll on the Portugals. Okay, we know exactly where he is, and even if he runs into Beira, I'm ready to smash him down. His morale won't even be maxed out in time for the war. Oh, these guys could be a bit of a problem if they get exiled, won't they? Away we go then. I always forget the exile rule in Allies. England, Portugal, England. Caribas. forgot about their existence, even though it was looking at me this whole time. Regardless, they're still going to go down. Porto is the most important thing for me to take, because the more trade value that I pick up off of land for Sevilla, the more money flows into the Carthage coffers, and that's the way I like things. Money flowing into my coffers. So Porto is mine. Their alliance with England is about to go down the drain. Caribas have 3,000 infantry, so I'm not exactly terrified about what they bring to the plate. And to check again, I cannot rival Portugal, despite my best intentions. Goodbye, Portugal. It was nice knowing you, but in another, more accurate sense, it was not. God, he's drilling as well, the poor bastard. Seldom have I seen such an unfair fight. We'll get these forts active just in case something untoward happens. It shouldn't, but I shouldn't get too cocky. The Portuguese have a way of slithering away. Alright, they're coming to attack me, but I'm not scared of that. They are, however, moving into Castile, which is going to be a pain for me to track them down. So I'm going to move over to Plasencia, which I assume is how that's said. And I'm also going to drop down some units here, there, and everywhere that I can, just to prevent their movement as much as possible. That guy could be a problem if he stays there. I could move in and slaughter him, but then that would ease up everybody else, wouldn't it? You get there on the 22nd, but they're going to be gone by 21st, actually. Not ideal. I don't want that 4-stack to snipe these guys as they divide up. Move into Silmancia so I have a better view on what he's doing. Oh, that bloomin' coward. Maybe it's better just to take them out, or I chase him down. We only have 2 maneuver, so he's actually going to outmaneuver us for quite a bit of that. Screw it, just kill these guys and see what happens. I wonder if he's actually trying to go over to my Italian holdings, which would be madness. But then again, they are the Portuguese. Alright, that's those guys done and dusted. Leave behind just a skeletal army to take care of the siege. And once one of these are done, we'll move over to Gibraltar as well. Make sure he doesn't land anything on me. If you're not done by 1600 for brutal, could the bear land somewhere worryingly close, like Cape Moss? No, I don't want to bear this one up. Mind that's just my preference, but I still don't. Okay, they're going south. I guess that's fine by me, especially if I can intercept them in time. No guarantee, but... Good, and that's in dry lands. You had the mountains, you fool, and you dropped them. Let's get over on the capital, take that down as best we can. Take Gibraltar as well. We're working on it. We're actively working on it. Oh, man. On top of that, Spengler just became a siege specialist. Well, you know what, let's just make sure they have no home to return to. Once you're done with Gibraltar, I'm going to move on out and take his crummy little islands, because I do want some of it at least. Shame I didn't leave a cannon to deal with that, I wasn't thinking about it though. Right, on you get with that. He should still have something resembling a navy, so let's not get too cocky. I'm going to send half of you over to join up with that fleet. And then together, you're going to take care of his islands with impunity. Where is this bugger going? Doesn't really matter though. You're going to take care of that, and you're going to have Spengler on your side to make it done quickly. Don't recall sending all of you there. This is strange. Ah, that Carvel is what's putting me off there. I thought I split these in half, but I guess I thought completely wrong on that one. Just go and take care of that. Absent merchant again. Still rather have that than spend my hard-earned dip. Now he realizes the importance of the mountain. I'll take you on there, though. Zawa. So you folks both get FOB. There was somebody on the YouTube comments who was asking, what does Jake mean? He keeps saying FOB. It means fresh off the boat. It's a very derogatory term, but fortunately for me, it's a derogatory term that people don't care about. So I use it and enjoy it. Much like the Portuguese. People don't care about it, so we use it. Alright, unfortunately, the Portuguese have seen their opportunity to come out and attack me with their transports, which is a bit more than I'm willing to bargain on. Maybe I brought away too many of my own here. As long as that heavy doesn't get involved, the advantage should be mine, but these are Portuguese in their natural habitat, the sea. So go and help out with that. You use and enjoy the Portuguese, Jake? Thought lewd streams were done. Nah, that's just nasty, JJ. I'd say your head's in the gutter, but your head's been turned into soup by not just Bald Bully, but Soda Popinski. JJ Ho-Ho has recently been trying his hand at the moderator games. He hasn't done very well, and Pizzarific came and styled on him by defeating Rhythm Heaven today. It was a great watch. I love the mod games, and you should as well. I encourage you to watch that, because it's good. Alright, stole even more of the Portuguese fleet. This feels good. When does crushing the Portuguese not feel good? I definitely don't want Gibraltar, though. That's very important. If I took Gibraltar, Castile would turn on me. Could I just take the Azores while I'm here as well, please? I'd like all your money, but there's only so much I can demand from these poor buggers. Seems oddly limiting, doesn't it? Oh, that's right, the money stuff got changed out because of something that I don't actually quite understand. And you don't get it all. Ah, that's right, it takes into account what their new territory will be when you take the money rather than their old. Which does make more sense, but I don't like it, so... because it means less impoverishing the Portuguese. Anyway, that'll be our demand. Oh, might need to rethink those demands. Everybody and their dog does not like me doing that to the Papal States. I might have to leave them with their capital. And then suddenly not that many people care. But still people do care, including France. Milano doesn't like it. Milan, I thought we were buddies. Ooh, France. That's a rough coalition, isn't it? Milan, Papal States, and Saluzzo will stop caring shortly. Then it'll just be Aragon and France. I suppose Morocco, but Moroccan truce will be oh, for the love of God, allied with Otto Scum. I can attack Mazab to get to Morocco, but how and why and how did you... Oh, debt, you say? My worst enemy is my greatest ally. I still want Porto. I'm still going to be taking this away from the Portuguese scumbags. I just got to wait until 1523. I also need to hope that my... I'm trying to click on the Pope, but of course I relegated him to not much left. Reduces by 3. If I wait till the turn of the year and enforce this, I should be able to get what I need here, so no problem. Just need to grab the fort, his capital fort, off of him, and then that's that. I guess I'll also go over to the Azores just to make sure I have the most of everything that I can get. Plop and plop, back we go. Ah, bullying the Portuguese. It's as close to bully as we can get here. But bully did not win the long play vote, and it didn't just not win it, it won't be back. I don't think it'll be a permanently not be back, but it won't be back anytime soon. Okay, I don't think I even need to go to the Azores for this. Swell, it allows me to take even more dosh off of them, which is my favourite kind of dosh. I could make sure they don't ally with Castile, but at this point I'm not really afraid of them getting an alliance with Castile. I'd rather have more of their money. Bully died for a glorified one-shot. Bully could not get the support that it needed in the end. Right, let's hold off though. There is no need. In fact, there's anti-need for me to do this just now. Salty Scott, you get on that fight, because it might not be the best of fights for you. A lot of your ships are banged up quite badly. Even on the 0 roll though, he pulls it through. Ah, right, you guys are here, so go and explore the Azores for me, please. There we go, I lose a ship or two. It's not the end of the world, though. But it would be better if you went back to Lisbon right now. I like what Lukecorn suggested, Jake. Some sort of immediate, small, not so small effect along... No. I don't like stacking things upon things upon things. Sounds good on paper, but it just gets messy, and it becomes harder for people to get an immediate view of what's going on. Can you free their colony, Jake? I don't recall being able to do that. What in the world is that flag? Is that the pirate state appearing? No, maybe it's Chichimeca. Alright, almost down and out. I'd love to get these two ideas, especially that improve relations, but I'm going to need all this for coring up. Well, I need a lot of it for coring up at least. And there we go, a coalition still wants to form. Unfortunately, it could really form. It could be the Papal States, France, and Aragon together. France would lose 59 relations with me if I could just have a bit more with them. I could just barely get enough. All I'd have to do is scornfully insult the English. In Carthage, England is synonymous with manure. Isn't manure a French word? Whatever the case, France suddenly like me a whole lot more for that, and will not join the coalition for now. But only for now. Alright, there we go. That's a whole lot more land for us, a whole lot more overextension that I'm going to core up ASAP. And get our boys in not blue out of there. Return province, that'll be the day. Oh, hang on, are these not part of the trade company region? Economic, colonial trade company region. He's trying to think. They're part of Africa. Oh, right, right. Why did I think this was part of Europe? Why do I still think it's part of Europe? It is part of Europe. His forehead only furrows up even more. Oh well. Gonna grab that, and gonna grab that. Jake, check the subcontinent. What if I don't want to? Okay, there's not a lot left of Portugal, but at least I can claim everything that's left. And sadly, Caribas do not suddenly want to get freedom. Hopefully, though, they've been hit so hard that they can no longer afford to colonize. I can't remember if it's still in, but the AIs will not colonize if they make fewer than 8 ducats per month as a way to stop pathetic small nations from going and doing things that they honestly shouldn't be able to do. Max promoted cultures +2. Disgusting, but at least it's cheap right now. Benevolence. I want benevolence because it really hurts me when I get all this aggressive expansion. I mean, just look at that. Western Europe is not happy with me, particularly the French. I need to keep the French happy, because if they coalition me and come for me, it's a bad day for me. Very specifically me. They continue on. I think he has Brazil, since now he can become Brazil. Well, whatever kicks him out here and lets me take all this land for myself, because Sevilla is becoming more and more valuable to me by the second. It's not just that I gain more power, it's that I kicked Portugal out of it pretty solidly. They now don't have any strong provincial modifiers on it, whereas I have incredibly strong provincial modifiers for it. I'm actually quite tempted to invest in something that lets me suck out even more. Local trade power. Nah, if it's flat numbers, then that's not as useful to me, sadly. Or is it? That's flat. That is also flat. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. Well, the money is looking great. The army is also looking quite good. However, that could all change now. It's time for the brutal election vote. What you're going to be voting for are any of the brutal effects that will permanently hit our country. And as I use the magic of copy-pasting to make the new brutal votes even faster, we'll go through them. Brutal chaos. So you could reduce tax income by 1/4, and these will stack. You could reduce our goods produced by 15%. Again, stacks. If you vote for it a second time, we'll have 30% less goods produced, then 45, then 60. You get the idea. Perhaps one of the more dangerous things is minus 15% land force limit. Imagine that suddenly becoming minus 30, then minus 60, then no land force limit. Of course, there's also morale. You can reduce that. Same with discipline. Neither of them are that bad on their own, but once they start mounting and mounting, well, it's like the opposite of mounting them up in national ideas and such. You're going to decide what happens, and you're going to decide right about now. Let's get that on screen. So it's going to be interesting. What do people want to hit most? The wallet or the battleground? I don't really have anything that affects me diplomatically too hard. Maybe I'll add that in the future, but if I dilute it with too many options, then I'm going to get rid of any chance to really stack things. So I need to think about that. I might kick out ones that never get rolled and replace them with diplomatic hits. So it's between the land force limit and the goods produced. Goods produced massively hits the economy because not only do you lose out on your goods income and your production there, you also lose out on the trade value that you make from those goods going into trade nodes. So it's a double whammy. That's why I regard goods produced as being the strongest single economic modifier in the game. Then again, land force limit, if that gets continually voted on, we won't be able to have an army because our already rather pitiful force limit is going to be crushed down quite a bit. We have no bonuses towards it. Okay, however, it's the economy that wins out here, minus 15% goods produced. So, we get rid of that some way, somehow. Off you trot. If you see the map panning around, because I'm moving my mouse here, there, and everywhere for it. So, goods produced, we have exactly that here. Brutal goods, 1. No localization, but who cares? We hit it. It affects us right there, and if we click on a province, sadly I don't have any gold, but let's go and look at one of the greatest trade bads in the game, Portuguese wine. Where's goods produced? Here we go. Brutal goods, now reducing that by 15%. We'll see if that's going to stack higher and higher. It would be interesting if we get towards the late game and have 0 production in most of our provinces because of that hitting us, but I thought Jake had Moroccan gold, says JJ Ho-Ho. In a previous brutal vote, we made Tafilalt produce nothing, which then went on to be grain, which was a bit of a slap in the face. But that's how it goes. Okay, still it's election time. This guy's really going to pop his clogs sometime soon. But he's pretty good, so I'm going to keep him around for now. We'll let him die a natural death and then carry on something else. Good thing he got his extra one in mill, though. Not that I can buy much mill right now. Don't know what I'd invest my mill in. I can't get any ideas. We're quite away from getting National Ideas Group 3, although I'd really rather like it. Okay, let's keep on going. I don't think any of the brutal votes in themselves are that bad, but they're going to mount, and we will be stuck with them forever. Republicans? Have I ever seen Republican rebels? I don't think I have, and they don't have a coat of arms. What am I looking at? I don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, we could develop with mill points, it is true. That is rare, support them. We do have espionage ideas, but they look to be doing a bang-up job of their own. Huh. Okay, Morocco, you present me with grave difficulties thanks to that Ottoman alliance, but Ottoman's not helping you is going to be useful for me. My truce with you is up in 27, so that's excellent. We now have all this Portuguese land, and thankfully for me, you decided not to hit my force limit, and we actually have something resembling manpower. So I think I will celebrate by getting a few cannons. Probably takes a long time to recruit around here, doesn't it? Yeah, a few cannons, a few more U. 24 goes down to 12. No, I'd rather have it 16. Carry the 2. Might actually make 2 stacks, but money is not unlimited. We're also agricultural visionary, so making buildings is also tempting. It's hilarious how the AI built this coastal defense force, and it actually helped. Very hilarious. Impressment offices for sailors. Ramparts. State house. Soldiers. Well, I can't get to these ones anyway. And then there's furnace, of course. I'd really like barracks. I guess I'll just put down 2 of them whilst the going is good. And it tempts me, because I'm going to likely need these force limit boosts. I'm just investing my money whilst I have it. Marketplace is no doubt already built where I already want them. Hang on, there's not a marketplace in Baya? It's a major colonial port, but fair enough. Wealthy says, good afternoon all, Jake. Congratulations on your efficient long pay conclusion from the earlier today. It certainly was efficient. Oh god, another Ottoman alliance. Thankfully this one's easier, well, just as easy to get rid of. Oh no, my friend Savoy is getting butchered here. Defender against Brabant, attacker against Milan. He might call me into the Milan one, which would be a pain. Savoy dishonored with France. That was a bad move, Savoy. But who's thinking, oh no, no, no. And a bit more no. Castile is at war with France. Castile is the attacker with no allies other than me. They might call me into this war. Yeah, I'm thinking of disabling them, calling me into wars. I don't think they would, because I'm friendly towards France, which makes the AI tend to not call you in, because they'd look at my minus reasons to join France. Still, though, Castile's probably going to get bulldozed here. And that broke up France with Savoy, which is going to make Savoy weaker, and they're already getting pummeled by Milano. Yeah, Castile is already heavily in debt. Striking them when they're down would be pretty good for me, and a pretty good opportunity to mop up more of Iberia. It would lose me a pretty healthy, well, a pretty big ally, maybe not healthy, but if I eat him up, a lot of countries are going to be very unhappy with me. Then again, we could have a return to, like, Andalusia, where I was eating this up as fast as possible whilst all of Europe was declaring war on me. Difference is I didn't have liabilities like toehold in Italy. I think the best thing to do is just dissolve this. Castile's on their deathbed, right? I want to have a quick check on their debt. Oh, Aragon's under France. Oh boy, oh boy. Castile's 2,000 ducats in debt fighting that war. Don't make me regret this, Castile. Hang on, there are better ways to do it. There we go. It's going to be a real shame to watch you burn, Castile. A real shame. You know what would be a bigger shame? Castile winning. Sorry, Castile won and got a union over France. It's alright though, Castile nurtured us. They essentially insulated us as we were grabbing up everything we could in Portugal. So we do owe them a lot, I suppose. Anyone ever get that where sometimes you just can't scroll on the left-hand side of the screen anymore? Right. I need to max out the money I'm making on Sevilla. I also need to embargo Castile so I make more off of it, so... Ah! I have a truce because I broke up with them, so that's a no-no. What a shame. I'm almost tapped out on mill. Do I spend it? Do I save it? Do I invest it? Are you still thinking it's time to rethink your rules on France? I'm not allying France, if that's what you're getting at, even though I'm sure I could. Oh, God. Wait, either way I lose admin? That's brutal. Guild before country. Okay, it's not like I have the overwhelming support for them. Still gonna dunk them a bit though, because they're a bit too high and mighty. I need that goods produced to offset the brutal effect that we have though. Military engineer dying is a bit of a shame because he's level 2 and he makes me... well, he's pretty cheap for me, but I need my my admin. I need it badly. Inflation, unrest. Yeah, I guess we come groveling back to morale of armies, man. Yeah, oh yeah, Republican tradition's a great thing to spend my mill on, and it's nice and cheap thanks to our golden era. There we go. Wonderful. Lots of rebels want to pop up again, that's nothing new. It's very tempting to buy the unrest guy. It costs quite a bit more per month though. Just having lots of money doesn't mean I should just throw it all away so promptly though. Alright, Litauen is bankrupt, sucks to be them, but it was local noble.ping for this campaign. There we go, that's a Castilian fort already ravaged by the French. Remember when there was no truces for getting rid of an alliance? Those were good times. Hilarious times even. Sicily is still being gobbled up by us, which is good and well for me. But I need my claims on Castile so I can go over and butcher them proper. Austria remains HRE, good news for me. Any particular reason you've entered the golden era? Because I never do it and I wanted it going pretty fast. It ends in about 24 years. Not exactly 24 years. And I didn't think I'd be able to golden era this age either. Not happening. Taking a long time to happen. No, no, yes, no. Get this one for free. There are no lost cultures. Poor Castile. Poor in every sense of the word, Castile. Voltairean says minus 5% morale isn't good enough. Perhaps so, but get it 3 times and then that's like everything I fight is Castile. 4 times and everything is fighting like France. And France will be double France. That's right, double France. Austria's allied with Naples, which is a pain for me. I would like to crush Naples at some point, but it ain't happening just yet. I need to start thinking what I'm going to do to Castile. The obvious answer is to maul their trade so that I can take over more money. So Seville, Cadets, merchants leaving, couldn't care less. Relaxation of restrictions on foreign merchants. Who said that? Might be because I have humanism. Also, everything I take that's further away from Europe, the better. But I need to get this to improve my relations as quickly as I can. That should be at an extra point of aggressive expansion dropped every year. Hemorrhaging money here, so let's not pay our troops. Corruption's costing me a lot because I'm still coring. I'm coring as fast as I can. Oh. Is there a limit for the negative modifiers? There's no limit to the amount of times we can stack them. You might be wondering, is there a limit to how low the game will bring them? And the answer is I don't know. Many of these things are unexplored. You're never going to end up with minus 150% tax normally. But I sincerely doubt it becomes a case where provinces actually lose you money due to negative tax. Probably. Speaking of losing money, ouch. Mercenary disciplines, foreign spy detection, aggressive expansion impact. That is what I should get for my next war with Castile. That'll be very nice, in fact. And it should be here in time as long as we don't hemorrhage dip points. Except this guy's probably going to die. Probably underflow to positive. No, it won't. I can't think of any of these being particularly useful, actually. We don't convert, we don't have true faith provinces. We don't propagate our trade power much at all. We don't use many mercs. Blockade, I guess, is the closest thing I have to something useful here. Portuguese wanting to rise up. What a hoot. Well, at the very least, let's get rid of these. And even though I don't want to be paying all this money, let's actually pay our army so we can crush the Portugals. And I hope they don't rise up in Porto, because that's somewhere that I can't actually deal with them. Although if they rise up on the islands, that's another pain altogether, because I can't put meaningful amounts of units over there. How about that? How does that look? Not reasonable. Isn't it karmatic? Think about it, Jake. Playing with horrible troops is just another day to him, but destroying his economy. Karmatic. But yes, I'm very used to playing with garbage troops. That's why I play the economic... not the economic game, although I do play the economic game. That's why I play the diplomatic game so much. If my troops are always going to be garbage, I might as well have other people to fight and die for me. So way to fight Mazab, even though I don't want to fight Mazab. I'm going to kill those Portuguese separatists, go down, slaughter Morocco, slaughter Mazab, because that's some slaughtering I can do without antagonizing Europeans. Improve relations, get my claim on Cadizzo. Get ourselves those improved relations. A little too late to have the turn of the year help us, but oh well. Yeah. Ugh. Any particular reason why there's no modifiers and improved relations in the negative modifier votes? I don't want to spread it out too much because then we won't be able to stack them. But if I see ones that just never get rolled, I'll probably spin them around. But specifically for improved relations, the thing is that would just make the campaign drag. Because if it just becomes a case of I can't get rid of aggressive expansion, it's just going to be, or if it goes away very slowly, it's just going to be taking forever. That's why there's not ones that like tank my admin, for example, because then it's just going to be more waiting to get things done. And that wouldn't be a lot of fun for me. Bar is going to attack Burgundy. Topsy turn land here. I'm just happy to see Bar on the map. Bar was going to be one of the campaigns here, but it ain't. Okay, it's a pain that I can't trade company region any of this, but it's not bad land, so I think I'll actually just state it up. Macronesia. Is that really a good term for it? I'm not not saying it's the wrong term, it just doesn't feel like the right term. Come on, Portuguese scumbags, rise up so I can kill you. Ah, crap, not there. Specifically not there. And I don't have access around. Okay, They're going to take Porto. I don't really want to... No, I can deal with this. It's going to be a little painful, but Spengler, you're on the case. Get the galleys and put them somewhere potentially useful. Think who we're going to fight next. Probably Castile, so be somewhere to take advantage of that. And Salty. Get these troops where they need to be. Which is killing the Portuguese. Gonna be eating flank sandwich on that, haven't I? Maybe not that badly, actually. I'm gonna only send in infantry first, though. And they will have Spengler on the case first. Alright, you get in, you get out. Quickly now. They might be Portuguese scum, but they can still bite hard. How many am I allowed? 14. I have to take a -2 landing penalty on this, so Porto is costing me here, but the reinforcements arrive, and that's alright because now I have my horses flanking them, and then death to the Portuguese. Some people say I don't give the Portuguese anything. God damn, you spent all that time getting your manpower back and it's already gone. Again, my diplomats really aren't working right now when they certainly should be. Could always ally Brittany, but it seems like a bad idea. But I should consider who else is worthy of being an ally. Hungary seems like an invitation to Autoscum. Autoscum rather like me. If I dropped Austria like a hot potato, or they freed up some diplomatic spaces, I could get the Autoscum on my side, which would be a massive relief. But it's not worth ditching Austria. I've invested so much into them. I can invest so much more. They're not incredibly poor or something, are they? No, they're not, and they are HRE still. If only you'd just annulled your alliance with Castile, but you had to rival them. Why did rivaling Castile hurt me? Maybe I'm a bit slow on some uptake there, wouldn't surprise me. Great, got the cores done. That lessens the economic burden on me quite a bit. And with that done, I could core all this up, or rather state it all up, but I won't yet. I do also have to consider my governing capacity limit. Moroccan separatists again. Quite a few of them on the top of that. Gotta stay on a top of things. Yeah, Morocco's going away, so we don't have to think about them ever again. Make my life a lot better. Let's get all of you back over to Tangier. Should have plenty of limit. Yep, on you go. Imagine tearing the Mamluks apart with Autoscum. Wouldn't really matter. I don't intend on taking any of the Mamluk land, except for this, although I'm not even sure if I want that. Doesn't look very good, does it? It is, however, part of the Tunis node, and I said I'd take over the Tunis node. Castile is brutalizing Aragon. Or are they? France have brought in their flagship and 3 heavies, and that's Castile's transport, so that is actually great news for me. Terrific news for me. I like what I see. Okay, let's get these paid for, and maybe get our troops not paid for, and wait and see what happens with the Moroccan revolts, because I don't need to actually fight for about 1.5 years. Why am I not knowledge sharing? Think of the dosh I could make from that. because nobody wants it. Ottomans have loans, so they wouldn't want it. Well, that's a real shame. Yeah, there are a lot of Castilians wandering around in my territory, and I don't really like that. Why? Perhaps I should not have left them with military access, but I can't get rid of it because they're already in my country. Which is a bit nasty, isn't it? Garb and Demnate. Garb and Demnate. Don't really want to raise autonomy on places like these, but